Hello, everybody. Welcome back to episode 55 of the Pro Series podcast. Very excited for you guys to hear this podcast today. I have two guests, both from a company called Form. They are a kitchen and bath company that are truly revolutionizing the whole industry. I get to interview Michael, who is the head of brand and marketing, and Bianca, who is a kitchen designer lead. We get to talk about all about Form, how it was created, what they do differently, and their design process. Honestly, it's such a revolutionary company. I cannot wait to see how they do in the future. They're truly breaking down barriers for this industry. So definitely stay tuned to this episode. But before we get into this interview, please make sure you like, subscribe, and review this podcast on wherever you listen to this podcast. And now I hope you enjoy episode 55 with two of the Forum employees, Michael and Bianca. Thank you so much, Michael and Bianca, for coming on here today. I'm very excited to talk about your experiences and your company, Form. Just little simple introduction of both of you and what you guys do at Form. I don't know, Michael, you want to start off?
Sounds good. And thanks for having us, Eric. We're excited about this conversation. I run brand and marketing at Form. I've been with the company for almost 3 years now, and we've been in market for about 3 years, and then spent a couple of years before that building the product and tech experience to power everything.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm Bianca. Thanks for having us. I'm really excited about this opportunity and conversation that we're about to have. But I'm on the design team. I've been with the company a little over 2 years now. And like Michael said in the beginning, it was really just getting down to the nitty-gritty of how are we going to build this company and the process and procedure, and how are we going to communicate with our clients, and what are the benefits of working with us. So it was involved a lot of that, and building the company in very early stages. And now I'm really focusing just on client designs, meeting one-on-one with clients, and really just focusing on that side of the company. So
Yeah, that's awesome. And for those listening, and they're thinking like, what does Form represent? What can you give us a short, brief explanation of what Form is and why Form is so different from other kitchen and bath or cabinet lines or different kitchen and bath online companies?
Yeah. Bianca, do you want me to take that, or you want
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so in short, Form is about bringing modern kitchen design into the modern digital age. So we've brought the process of designing kitchens all online, and we've built our own kind of software to power the experience. And then we've also built a direct-to-consumer model for supplying the cabinetry to basically just reduce cost and make designing really beautiful spaces more affordable and more accessible. So I think it was Business of Home called us the Warby Parker of kitchens, which is probably the easiest way to think of us. But we really value really thoughtful personal design experiences, which Bianca can get into more about how we've really set up our design process to be very personalized. And then we really see the role of technology to just reduce inefficiencies that don't need to be in the process. Things like the showroom, right? Our process takes out the showroom markup, and we really pass a lot of those savings onto the end consumer. So really, it's just about making beautiful design more affordable, more accessible, and wrapping it in a really modern context of just bringing it all online.
Yeah. So what was the first reasoning why your owners created Form? Were they in the business before, or how was that story start out?
Yeah, I think that the story is best told through the lens of our CEO. He grew up in a smaller town in England, north of London, and his family just did kitchen and baths as a family business. And then he went off to college and got a corporate job, and then got his own flat in London, and was basically hanging out on Pinterest and Instagram, and was seeing all these beautiful kitchens, and was like, oh, I grew up doing this. I want a beautiful kitchen in my flat. And he went to the Home Depot equivalent over there and just couldn't find sort of the aesthetic he was looking for, the design services he was craving. And so then he went to a Polyform showroom and basically got laughed out when he gave his budget. So he's like, why am I seeing these things online, but I can't get them online? And on top of that, it's like really hard to get. So he met up with his co-founder and they basically just laid out the whole process and was like, where can we make this easier? How can we make it more digital? And basically, how can we make it more affordable so you can just see these beautiful kitchens online and then also design and order them online?
Yeah, that's awesome. So how does it all work out? Like if a regular stay-at-home person, how are they getting your cabinets in their home?
I think Bianca would be great to answer this question.
Yeah, sure. So, the funny thing, I was thinking about this earlier is, 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, kind of what Michael was saying, there really wasn't any kind of accessibility to any of these really beautiful high-end European products, and people didn't even really know about them. I think people were just accepting of, okay, here's this builder grade home, I'm moving into it, and it is what it is. They didn't realize that there was this world of beautiful European cabinetry that is functional and really uses every single little bit of space that you have in your home. And so I think the reason why it's become so popular is really through Pinterest, Instagram, all social media in general. There's all these fabulous designers posting their work, and people are saying like, oh, I got this product from here and I purchased this sofa from here. And now the general American, public is really familiar and aware and really educated on what European design is and why it's so much better than just the traditional basic American style kitchen. So I think it really starts with our clients doing their research. They know what they like, they know what they're attracted to, but they're not entirely sure how to get it. So most of my clients are saying, oh, I found you because I was searching for this such and such high-end kitchen manufacturer, or I was looking for European design or minimal design kitchens, and they come across our company and then they search, everything that we have going for us, and they're like, okay, well, it seems a bit, pretty affordable. Maybe I can actually purchase from them, and then they schedule a consultation, and then from there they figure out what makes the most sense for them, and they meet with the designer, and then at that point is really just when you have that one-on-one experience with the designer, and at that point is when you're designing and going through all the options and really getting down into the details of, well, what do I actually want in my space? What is it that I'm actually looking to achieve? And then so from that point on, we really just dive into the details and get to a point where the kitchen is perfect for order. We submit the order, and then at that point is just the waiting game. You wait for the kitchen to arrive, and we're importing these kitchens from Germany. And then they're delivered they're ported in somewhere in the US, and then we deliver directly to the client's front door for installation. So it is this really big production, but we've really reduced it into this really functional, I would say this functional machine that's also saving a lot of time. You wouldn't get that kind of service from any traditional high-end kitchen showroom.
Yeah. So, when it comes to the measurements and seeing the space, how do you get those? Are they all on Zoom calls? Do you have a contractor send them to you? How is that all taken care of?
It varies from project to project. Some clients are comfortable taking their own measurements and they just upload literally a really rough sketch of what their space looks like. And then we take that and build it into our own program. And then some people are working with an architect, and the architect provides those plans. Some people have a contractor, and the contractor is drawing out a plan. So we're really versatile in the way that we work when it comes to the measurements. Of course, we want perfect measurements when we're placing the order, so that's also very important. But we try to make it as easy as possible for the homeowner, because I know the measurements is a really scary thing, right? You never want to receive anything that's incorrectly sized, but we honestly never have any issues with that.
That's so cool. So, when it
Yeah.
comes to the actual sampling of them touching it, how do you send the samples their way, or how does that all come?
We do. So that was actually one of the things, when the company first started. How are we going to sell these kitchens when you can't even see the kitchens in person, right? I mean, we're an online company. Our clients need to be able to trust us, know what we're selling is actually nice, high quality. We're not just saying it's nice, it's actually nice and durable. And a part of that, the idea was, okay, well, let's send some samples out to our clients. So now every single client that's in the process gets 3 complimentary samples. And so during that initial call with the designer, we go through and understand, well, what is it that you're looking for in terms of your aesthetics? And we understand, what other elements are in the space, like your flooring and what do your windows look like and how high are your ceilings? And we really try to get the vision down on paper and then pick out those samples and we ship them right to their doorstep. So then they can see the samples in person, they can see the samples in their home. Finishes always look completely different depending on the way that the lighting comes into the house. So yeah, samples, we always have those shipped out. And now from that, we've also opened up a couple little studios where we have actual physical presence, a few cabinets that are installed, some base units, hardware, all of our finishes are there. We have one location in San Francisco and one location in New York. And so those people who are in that area will, stop by the showroom and see the product in person for themselves. So that also helps alleviate that kind of worry and stress around, well, I've never seen the product before in person.
Yeah, that is so smart. I mean, I think you guys, what caught my eye first, I'm going to talk about your cabinetry. I'm big on social media, so I love looking through inspirational pictures. And I think it was a reel that came up, and I saw one of your kitchen designs done, and it was just amazing. It was like do you guys have metal drawer construction, or is it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
probably I think what really pulled me in because I've never really dealt with that. That's like foreign language up here in PA, so that was incredible. And then the fact that you could do it all online blows my mind. It's just like so smart. I mean, you did this before COVID, correct?
Yeah,
The,
we started right during COVID.
yeah,
Oh,
the
okay,
go
so
the go
perfect.
to market was really April 2020. So about
Yeah.
a month after things got underway, so to speak.
Dang. So
I
you
mean,
guys
it honestly blows my mind that we can do this even now. After doing this for so many years, I'm still like, wow, we're really doing this. It's really cool.
yeah, I mean, I think after COVID, they see the online, I mean, people see even doctors online now and like therapists. So it's just like, why not just do your kitchen online? And it saves time because people are working and then they don't want to go and get a babysitter for their kids and stuff just to go to the showroom to have an appointment. So I think it's incredibly smart.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
actually personally attest to that. My wife and I did a very small project with Form Kitchens, and we have a little 1.5-year-old. And basically, once we got her down at night, we would open up the laptop and click and comment on our designs and message with our designer. So the fact that you can really do it on your schedule from your couch is, I used to message that in marketing, but to experience it firsthand, it's like, oh, this really is game changing. This is so much easier to be able to do this as a busy professional and as a parent. And I don't think we would have gotten it done otherwise.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I think it saves a lot of time on both part, not just the designer but the customer as well. Because I felt like when I was in a kitchen and bath designer, that you have to schedule out and fit their schedule, their customer schedule, and then they have to come and see the samples as well. And then to even see the rendering, you have to do it. They have to come into the showroom as well. So like it saves so much time on both parts. It gets you to sell more jobs and it gets the customer more satisfied because they're getting it all done on pretty much their time.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
And it saves time, like you said, on both sides. And there's no way we would be able to hand off such a large savings if we operated that way.
Yeah,
Because we are so efficient with what we do, we're able to work with more clients within a day, within one single day, within one single week. And it's beneficial for everyone. It just makes a lot
absolutely.
more sense.
Yeah, and it helps that you guys don't have a lot of the brick and mortar. Are your stores in San Francisco and New York, are they big?
No.
It-
And we deliberately call them studios. They aren't full showrooms. It's
oh,
just
okay.
a small curated selection of cabinetry and finishes. And then The other thing is we truly treat them like studios. So not only is it a place for you to come in and experience the cabinetry, but we run webinars out of them. We run workshops out of them. We really want them to be places where you can come and learn and get educated and empowered. So I actually just helped run a webinar out of our San Francisco studio about, hey, how do you find a contractor for your project, right? So we really want these to be resource centers, not just a place to go experience the cabinetry, but to really become an informed and empowered customer in this whole experience. So we really treat them like studios in the sense that they're a place for learning, development, and just trying new things.
That's really cool. I mean, I was kind of trying to say like, usually if you think about the kitchen and bath showrooms, they could be higher in price due to the brick and mortar that they have and all the displays they have in display. And it helps that you guys have an amazing website that I'm looking at right now. And then the fact that you guys are strictly based online and you don't have to pay the customer to or your designer to go to the showroom to man it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the big difference. And Bianca, I'm curious to get your thoughts. One thing I had never considered, but I was talking with one of our designers the other day, and she was saying that because it's done on Zoom, the whole design experience, and it's done from the customer's home, you actually end up getting a more, I think, intimate kind of personalized experience. In other words, you're having conversations that you wouldn't have in a showroom. There aren't distractions. Like you can really hone in on the design. Do you feel that when you're designing kitchen?
Yeah, absolutely. It feels a bit more personal because most clients are taking their calls in their kitchen. So I can literally say, hey, how do you use that little corner area in your home? I want to understand that a little better. And they'll stand up and walk over and say, oh, I do this and I do that. And it just becomes very personalized. And I've connected more with my clients now working at Form than I have with any other company before. I think also because, like you said, Michael, you're really face to face. Whereas in a more traditional setting, you are kind of in a rush because you're like, okay, I have my next appointment coming in. And so you don't really have the time to really sit down and get super personal with them in that capacity.
Yeah. And then when you're done designing and you're showing them the design, do you guys render them out or is it just 2D drawings?
So the initial design does come with a really, really beautiful rendering. I would have to say that our renders are probably one of the best in the industry.
Okay.
Our clients are always so blown away by, what we're presenting, and they look so lifelike and like their actual spaces. So I think that is a huge selling point for the client because most of our clients have no idea how to visualize their space, and they might know what they're attracted to and what they want, but they still can't really grasp what that means or
Hmm.
what that would be. So being able to present back to them, hey, this is exactly what your space could look like, it's actually a really fun and rewarding part of the process, I think, for the designer side and for the client side. And to see the before and afters, like once the kitchen is actually installed against the rendering that we've created, they almost always look identical. It's quite amusing to see.
Yeah, I saw you. I think you guys have a reel on that, like the renderings to the real life thing. And that probably gives a lot of comfort to the client that might be a little iffy on this process, seeing those and how pretty much down to the inch how realistic it was. I know rendering programs that I've used in my past are not necessarily even close to what you guys have, and that's mostly because of one software that orders the cabinets and everything. You guys probably have your own thing, but that's amazing that you guys render it. Is that the one behind you? Is that rendered?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah, Bianca and I are not in the same kitchen right now.
We talked about
No.
that off camera. Big one. So, what do you expect in the future for Form?
Yeah, I can comment a little bit on that. I think what's cool is we're now, our system works, our cabinetry system and our approach really works for the whole home, anywhere you might want cabinetry. So we're already offering bathrooms, mud rooms, laundry rooms, media rooms, right now you just have to be doing a kitchen with us to unlock those opportunities, just because we are importing from Germany, but over time that should change where you can come and just do a bathroom project or a mudroom or closet project with us. And then these they're really run as experiments, but they've become really great resources for our clients, whether it's, like I said, going in and experiencing the cabinetry or just having it as a place to learn, right? Like we see ourselves as this coach for our clients, and we want to give them as much knowledge and power as possible in this process. So we've had a ton of success with these studios, and I think we want to just build a really great network of these all over the country so people have that resource close to them. And then we really built this company first and foremost as direct to homeowner, direct to consumer, because that was the hardest thing to do. And now we're really looking to build out more trade relationships. And we recently just relaunched our trade program. We spent 4 or 5 months just going out in the field and talking to trade professionals, contractors, designers, architects, et cetera, and taking the time to really understand what's important to them so we could design an experience that is really about simplicity and seamlessness, to make their jobs and lives easier. So we're building out a trade team as well to really serve those audiences too. So lots of stuff going on, but I would say those are the big areas of focus right now.
That's awesome. So the trade program, what's that all about? So if me being a designer, does it apply to me or does it only apply to contractors?
No, anyone in that large umbrella of trade, so designers for sure. And um, we've made it as easy as just we've created a dedicated email address where you can just send your plans in, get a free estimate pretty quickly, and then we're there to either help translate your design, or if you're looking for design input, we can really help you shape the layout of the space and all the functionality and that sort of thing. So it's about flexibility, but we've made it super easy to start. It's as easy as emailing your plans, and then we grab it from there and really help you get to a solution quickly. And it's a little more expedited than our homeowner process, which is another nice upside. And then we have trade pricing as well.
That's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
Michael and Bianca, I want to finish off on where people could follow Form, and where they could find you on the website, and any other social media platforms that you'd want to spit out.
Yeah, I highly suggest checking out our Instagram at Form Kitchens. A lot of the content is about our features and functionality. So it's a great place. It's almost like a digital catalog. And then I highly encourage checking out formkitchens.com. We do offer everyone a free consultation. We highly recommend those. They're super helpful, even if you don't work with us. It's just a great way to get a better sense of your project and what you should be thinking about. And so we offer everyone a free Zoom consultation where you can talk to one of our design consultants and get a better sense of pricing, timeline, options, et cetera. So I also encourage, if you're interested, to book a free consultation with us.
Awesome. Well, thank you both so much for jumping on this call tonight, and excited for everybody to listen and follow you guys along in your new journey.
Thank you so
Thank
much, Eric. This was
you.
a ton of fun.